Hi everyone, Lauren Ashley here with Unity Wellness Warriors. We're so excited that you're joining us here today. We just want to do a couple of reminders. You are in listen only mode right now, but throughout the presentation, Pearl is going to ask different questions. You can use the chat box. So go ahead and take a moment to look on the control panel where your chat box is. If you type in questions there, I'll be going back and forth with Pearl and letting her know we'll take different questions. So feel free to use that. We also want to draw your attention to, there's a couple of handouts that we really want people to be aware of. So you're going to be using those handouts in the webinar. So throughout the time, we're really excited to have everyone here. We want it to be a conversation. This will be recorded and sent to you as soon as the webinar is over. My colleague Joshua will make sure it's recording, make sure we get all the information so that you can share it with other people. And we're really excited. So we want to go ahead and get started. We'll take a few moments just to let a couple more people join on, and we'll get started. So I wanted to start off this presentation by going over a couple of victories, just to let you know. Unity Wellness Warriors just finished our second year of the program. So we wanted to go over some really awesome highlights that we have accomplished this year. So this last year, we actually had over 14,000 participants in different from activities from year 1 to year 2. We were super excited that different youth councils and community members really engaged in the 4 areas of wellness. So you'll learn more about the Wellness Warrior program, but we just wanted to encourage you to that your voice matters and your participation in Unity. It really makes a difference, and it's really awesome. One thing we're really proud of is the participants at the Unity Mid-Year National Conferences. We had over 2,764 participants, and that was actually 214 different youth councils coming together, making a powerful impact in their community in one way or the other. So we really thank you for joining us. The Unity Wellness Warriors webinar series is a series, and we really strive to bring you information that you need at least once a month is our goal leading up to these conferences. So without any further ado, I have the pleasure of introducing Pearl Yeleman. Dr. Pearl Yeleman is one of our lead Unity trainers, and she has gone through Unity her whole lifetime. So she's really going to share her insight and just get to know you a little bit more throughout this program. Okay, so welcome, Miss Pearl.
Hi, thank you, Lauren and Josh. Hi, everybody. We'll get started. I hope everybody had a nice Christmas, getting ready for Christmas, and had a nice Thanksgiving. I'd like to start our webinar with just maybe 30 seconds, half a minute of a prayer, and I ask that wherever you are in your community that you take this time just to say a quick prayer for your family, your community members, whatever it is that you're facing, or give gratitude. So if we could just open our webinar with a quick prayer. Awesome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. We have an awesome slideshow for you and wonderful resources to share with you. This webinar was designed to highlight all of the Unity programs, also share some of the structure of the National Unity Organization, and also this PowerPoint will be made available to you and to your youth council or youth advisors, or if you're joining us as an individual member. The purpose of this PowerPoint is to be used for maybe going before tribal council and sharing tribal council what is Unity. You could share this PowerPoint maybe going before funding sources or even community members. And then most importantly too is recruiting new members. So what could you do, or how could you share this PowerPoint maybe in the middle school or in high schools, so that you are starting new chapters. There may be a community on your reservation or in your area. They may want to open or start a youth council, and maybe they're not sure how. So this PowerPoint is designed to do that. This will give you some background of the Unity organization. You may see some familiar faces with some of the pictures. We have a few videos. We had to be selective with our videos. There's a ton of great videos that are coming out of the National Unity organization. They will be, their links will be shared, but we shared in this PowerPoint just a few. So we kind of had to be selective. So let's get started. Also, I would just want to remind you that by completing the webinar and completing the survey within an hour, you will have a chance at winning 3 free registrations to Midyear. And Midyear is coming up, so let's get started. So the mission of Unity is to foster the spiritual, mental, physical, and social development of American Indians and Alaska Native youth, and to help build a strong, unified, and self-reliant Native America throughout greater youth involvement. The founder of Unity, Mr. J.R. Cook, his vision in the early 70s and the late 60s was to really give a voice to Native youth. And Unity became that platform. Unity became that platform for Native youth to share their concerns, to share their victories, to share their traumas, and to share their successes. And through Unity, thousands of youth have found their voice by fostering that. Unity is defined as a national network of organizations promoting personal development, citizenship, and leadership among American Indian youth. And if you've been to the National Unity Conference or you've been a part of Unity, you know that Unity is much more than that. But the structure of Unity is really about the organization and the foundations through youth councils. And we'll get to that too here in a second. At the heart of Unity are the youth councils. I almost see the structure as a pyramid in a way. And right now, currently, there are a little over 230 youth councils throughout the United States, Canada, and Hawaii. And actually, there's 270 youth councils. So think of 270 youth councils all throughout Indian country and even in urban settings that are generating energy and good social events and physical activity events. Sometimes some of these youth councils are found in rural communities. Maybe these communities maybe they have one store and a small population, and normally there might be nothing going on a Friday night. But then you have a youth council where they're getting together on a Friday night and they're doing something positive. That's a youth council making a change in their community. Behind every youth council that I have encountered or come across or hear of, every youth council has a story. And every youth council has a birth story of how they got started. Some of the youth councils got started as a result of wanting to change something in their community. Some youth councils got started in reaction to a trauma and they wanted to change something. Some youth councils got started to be proactive and to prevent something from starting. Whatever it is, every youth council has a story, and through Unity, you get that opportunity to share your story of how your youth council was born. So every youth council has a story. Every youth council represents their tribe or their tribal community, and every youth council has the opportunity to become a part of the national network. A major component of the national network is the National Unity Council, often referred to as the NUC, which is comprised of a male and female representative from each of the affiliated youth councils, as well as affiliated individuals. So for example, I did not belong to a youth council growing up in my early part of the high school years. My community had not established a youth council, and I was an individual. And that was fine too. There's quite a few individuals that come on their own to the national conference, and then you have youth councils that come and represent their community. So you have two, you have both a youth council and individuals. And the national conference and the structure of unity welcomes individuals. So you have the National Council that is central to, let's go back real quick, that is central to the collective voice of unity, where Native youth have the opportunity to take a stance on issues affecting Indian country. That's really important, especially now that Native youth are taking upon themselves to take ownership of these issues. In the past, national councils and the executive council have taken a stance on suicide prevention, the Live Life campaign, murdered and missing Indigenous women. They've taken upon themselves to be an active voice in their legislative branches or arenas on the state level. So now you have youth throughout Indian country who are taking a stance, exercising their voice and making a change, and they're doing it through this structure. So we'll have some pictures too to follow up with that. And then from the national councils made of representatives of both male and females from the youth councils, you then have a body of the executive committee. The executive committee is presiding over the National Unity Council and is the National Unity Executive Committee, which is comprised of 10 regional reps and both male and female co-presidents. So we'll show a map here in a second of the regions, and then you have a male and female co-president. Awesome, thank you. Without your membership, Unity needs your membership, and without your membership, this is the critical part of what makes Unity. It's the youth councils and the youth that make Unity. And memberships are youth councils and individuals who become affiliated with Unity. They receive membership or membership package that will include Unity materials and voting rights for the National Council. And for those who wish to become affiliated through Unity, there are some requirements. So for a youth council, you must have a youth council constitution and bylaws. You must have a letter of resolution. You must have a project per year and share a youth council yearly report. There's also a $100 affiliation fee, and I believe that's due by June 30th, 2019. Also for individuals, there must be a letter of support from a tribal leader, a yearly report, and a $50 affiliation fee. So I'm wondering just really quick, can a youth council be two people? Yes. Or 3 people? Yes. Because if it's 3 people, you get more bang for your dollar. Okay, so a youth council can be 3 or more people in your community. And if you're like me, I was born and raised in a small town in Tuba City, but I am a voting member from a smaller community, Gap. We have 1 store. We have 1 store and a small laundromat. And 3 people could make a youth council from there. So if you're from a small community or even from a bigger city, work on getting a youth council, and we'll continue to show you how to do that. Okay. So what are the perks of being a part of Unity? Aside from going to the dance, no, I'm just kidding. Aside from seeing face-to-face and establishing a circle of family, you have access to the Unity network. That means pretty much anytime you go and travel, you will find a family member that has been affiliated to Unity in one way or another. You will have access to information and certain trainings. You'll also be given certain types of materials that are helpful to your community. The overall goal of Unity is to really help with community planning and community solutions. There's a lot going on right now in our tribal communities affecting youth, and Unity is one outlet to help prevent or to help save lives. I truly believe that youth councils save lives, and if your community has a youth council, there's a good chance that somebody is a part of their youth council who has had a better life outcome as a result of being on a youth council. So the perks of being a part of Unity is you have access to trainings, you have voting eligibility to the National Youth Council, and you have eligibility for Unity Youth Council Awards. You also have a discounted registration for the midyear. And again, if you stay for the webinar and you complete the surveys at the end of this webinar today, you have a chance to win 3 registrations for midyear. One of the signature events of Unity is the National Conference. And this year, the National Conference was held in San Diego, and it was by far one of the largest conference ever, with close to 2,500 participants, more than 2,500 participants. That's probably larger than some of our communities. So the signature events, the National Council, the National Conference, and then we also have the midyear. The midyear conference has been reaching as high as 300, 400 participants, but also we're also getting ready for next year's National Conference, which will be held in Orlando, Florida. Pretty nice. July 4th through the 8th. Also, the midyear will be held in Scottsdale, Arizona, February 2019, and that's the best time to come. So that's like the perfect time to come to Scottsdale. So we hope to see you there. We hope that you register, and we hope that you're bringing a youth council. Midyear is different from the National Conference. Midyear is designed to have every individual walk away with tools and a set of tools. And midyear has gone through certain phases, and some of those phases are to get midyear to a place where when you come, it's a working session. You are coming and you're working hard. Maybe you're fundraising to get to midyear. Maybe you're getting your grades up to come to midyear. Maybe you're saving your attendance to get to midyear. But when you come to midyear, it's because we want you to leave with something, and we want your medicine bag or your toolbox to be filled with the tools that you need to be a part or an active contributor to your community. So midyear has gone through some phases, and one of the goals of midyear is so that you can go and return home with those tools. So it's work. It's a work in progress. On your screen, you are seeing some beautiful pictures. And the National Conference steals my heart every time. And part of Unity is, at the core of Unity is to touch on the physical, the spiritual, the mental, and the social aspects of of ourselves, of our beings. And the 3-on-3 is a signature event at Unity, and that's part of that physical wellness. The fire is a place that is to connect us on our spiritual being and our spiritual level. There's workshops and presentations and amazing presenters that come every year to both the mid-year and the national conference. And that's to help advance our mental connection. And of course, there's the dance, the cultural exchange, and just the friends that you make. Those help elevate our social being as well. So all of those activities at the national conference, they're designed to touch on all of those well-beings of our life, to elevate our physical wellness, to elevate our spiritual wellness, to elevate our mental wellness, and to elevate our social connection. So if you're looking on the screen, you might see some familiar faces. And then, of course, there's the drum and the fire, and just a neat picture to look at. So thank you. Oh. So this is a shout out to all the advisors. Last year we at the national conference in San Diego, we had over 450 advisors. So if you're a youth council or a youth member, and you're sitting by your advisor, give a shout out, a high five, or a hug to your advisor, because you got there safely and you got home safely because of your advisor. Although the national conference is largely in part to elevate and give a productive life to our American Indian youth, but there's also trainings involved for the advisors. And the advisors go through a 4-day training as well. We had over 7 sessions with the advisors. The advisors covered safety. They cover funding in these sessions. They cover team building and connection. It's also a time for them to share and connect and to see what's going on with one youth council on this side of the country, and to see what's going on and share some challenges and some successes and strengths of another youth council going on a different side of the country. So all the advisors get together. And I'm not gonna lie, we have a really good time. And it's our time to get together as advisors and just share. So that's a shout out to the advisors. I have a quick question for some polls. We want to hear from you guys too. We also want to know who's out there, who's with us on live on the webinar with us. If you're a tribal leader, let us know. If you're an advisor, let us know. If you're a student, let us know. Maybe a community member or an educator, let us know. Oh my gosh. Can I share that? Okay. So shout out to tribal leaders who are online with us right now. We have some tribal leaders, so thank you for your leadership and thank you for your support. We have more than half of our attendees who are advisors today. So advisors, you may see yourself in the picture there, and thank you, advisors. I have seen quite a few activities and projects happening for American Indian Heritage Month, and I've seen some advisors put in some long hours this last month for your youth council. Maybe you put on assemblies, maybe you put on trips, maybe you put on hikes or pageants or powwows. So advisors, kudos, thank you. Yeah, thank you for all the work you have done. I know there are some advisors, I've seen your posts on social media, and I want you to get rest, self-care. We've talked about this, advisors, self-care. So thank you for all your work. And for the students, thank you for taking time out of your day to log on and be a part of this webinar. And educators, there are quite a few educators as well who have logged on. And educators, you may be in a position where you might want to start a youth council in your school, or you may want to have some activities that help kind of foster some events already happening in your school. So there are plenty of youth councils that have been created inside of a school and within this school, and we hope to be kind of that technical assistance for you as well. We have another question for you. How did you hear about the webinar? Through gossip? Hey, I'm just kidding. Through the Unity e-blast, through social media, text blast, maybe through the calls, or maybe even through a fax blast. So I just want to give a shout out to the Unity staff who have been working endlessly. Not only are they working to provide webinars, they have been working hard on their wellness app, the Warrior app. They have been working very hard on fundraising. Unity celebrated just the other day a giving on Tuesday, and that is fundraising that goes towards the overall Unity organization. And also Unity did a lot to support local activities as well. So just some information coming in right now. More than half responded by social media. So we're thankful for social media. There was some text blasts that were helpful, and also the email newsletter. Awesome. And I believe that's Jared Massey who works really hard on the email. So I definitely read my emails from Unity, very helpful, and some good information there as well. Okay, we're going to move on. So youth council projects. If you're a youth advisor, new advisor, or maybe a veteran advisor, or maybe you're a teacher in the school systems and you're wanting to start a youth council or working on a project, some projects that you can see on your screen right now are every year youth councils are encouraged to take on a community project. Those community projects benefit the community in various ways. And for example, this was a New Year's resolution day, and it was pretty cool. Here's a video.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first New Year's Resolution Day. Today's event will be co-hosted by the future-inspired Native American leaders and our River People's Council. Our goal was to host an event that would inspire young people to live more healthier and active lives.
This Native people starts within here, underneath them, the center of your heart, your spirit, into your mind, your emotions. It's whole. Different way, because we think of exercise as a chore. When really, we have to start thinking of it in here and in here, as this is just us. I am resilient. I am powerful. I am a warrior. I am resilient. I am powerful. I am a warrior.
Certain groups of people, you all come from different tribes, different communities, but regardless of where you're from, your culture is a very, very good foundation for wellness. A good example of
Awesome. And for new advisors and veteran advisors, that video was shot from an iPhone. It's not an iPhone plug, but just showing you that you can document and change the narrative for your youth council through a phone. You have the resources, and you can also call the Unity office for any kind of tips on doing that. That video was made from a phone. So some of the programs really quick. One is the National Conference or the National Council. Also the Unity Wellness Warriors. That is an initiative and a campaign to promote and indigenize wellness. Also to look at how we can decolonize our diet. So my challenge or my questions to you are, what does wellness mean in your community? What does wellness mean among your youth council? Wellness can be physical, wellness can be emotional, wellness can be spiritual and mental, but all of those aspects, what does wellness mean? And if you could translate it into your own language, what would that word be? So Wellness Warriors is a program aimed to reach out to Native people of all ages. The primary focus is Native youth, and it promotes healthy living opportunities. Also, it's about lifestyle choices and actions, and it's to emphasize personal wellness and healing. And that's pretty heavy. That takes a lot of conscious effort every day to think consciously about our own healing. So look out. There's more you can read on the Unity website, and also look up the Wellness Warrior app. Oh, you're looking at the Wellness Warrior app. You can download the Wellness Warrior app. What's really cool, I have the Wellness Warrior app, is that you can see what other people are eating, not live, but they can show recipes on food they're sharing. It could be something that they've made, first foods. First foods are the first foods that we ate as Indigenous people when we were living a decolonized life. And it was before colonization. Those were our moose, our deer, our salmons, our fish, our birds, our turkeys, all of those foods. It was before fry bread. So these are foods that speak to our bodies. It's the berries, it's the sunflowers, those foods that help us, those foods that help connect us with our ancestors' way of living. And ultimately, those are the foods that fuel us. You can see that on the Wellness Warrior app. So here's some of my favorite Wellness Warriors. So on your screen are some Wellness Warriors representing Indian country, representing different aspects of what it means to be a wellness warrior today. As you can see, there are wellness warriors who are living a positive lifestyle, but just take a look at these wellness warriors. There are many aspects to being a wellness warrior. You can be a wellness warrior on the basketball court. You can be a wellness warrior in the powwow arena. You can be a wellness warrior in school. You can be a wellness warrior with your friends. You can be a wellness warrior on a running track or with hoops. You are a wellness warrior. And we want to celebrate that. So download the app, share your lifestyle on the Wellness Warrior app. Another program, part of Unity, this is a fairly new program, and it has gained so much attention because it highlights 25 youth under 25 of age, and these youth are doing amazing things throughout Indian country. So 25 under 25 honorees participated throughout the year in various leadership roles at Unity events. They serve as peer leaders, photographers. They serve as trainers and training sessions. They help out at the mid-year. They help out with workshop presentations. They lead groups. They act as MCs or co-hosts. They're awesome people. Not only are they doing and making a big impact at the national conference and the mid-year, they are making an impact in their own communities. And if you have a community that's fostering young people, then you have a community that's fostering and younger people are looking up to them. So as advisors or educators, it's our role to continue fostering that. So that's 25 under 25 awards. There's information on the website right now. to, if you have somebody in mind in your community or in your youth council or in your school that you feel could be a potential 25 under 25, log on to the Unity website and you can get more information on how to nominate somebody. The Unity News also, if you got this email sharing the website, or also this is a video, you can watch this through YouTube. We may share a clip of it, but this is the Unity News. It's a program to promote and provide communications trainings for Native youth in multimedia avenues. So we're going to take a quick video, take a quick look of the Unity News.
Hi, I'm Alex Ferreira.
And I'm Mariah Sharp.
Welcome to sunny San Diego, and welcome to Unity News. The local planning committee, Unity staff, executive committee, and volunteers have been working very hard getting ready for your arrival.
We kicked off the conference this afternoon with the lighting of the Unity Fire. The Unity Fire is used for ceremonial purposes and burns 24 hours a day throughout the conference. It signifies spirituality and healing. Unity youth are encouraged to sign up and serve as fire keepers.
So what is Unity? Unity stands for United National Indian Tribal Youth. It was founded 42 years ago in 1976 by J.R. Cook of the Cherokee Nation. J.R. was the executive director until 5 years ago when Mary Kim Titla of the San Carlos Apache tribe stepped in to take the lead.
Awesome. So these videos can be shared or can be viewed on YouTube and through the Unity website. Also, just real quick, fun fact, that video that was made was aired at the Channel 12 newsroom here in Arizona. Oh, one of my favorite programs of Unity, they're all my favorite, but I was an Earth Ambassador class of 1996. I was an Earth Ambassador. My circle was Earth Ambassador Circle of 96, and it was in Florida at the Billy Swamp Safari. And the Earth Ambassador program is helping us reconnect with some of our ancestral beliefs and values of being Earth Keepers. The Earth Ambassador is an environmental program that was started and then reestablished just recently in 2015 to support youth in their community. Also to learn and increase our awareness on issues affecting the environmental quality of native lands, to promote efforts to address environmental concerns, and also to become land keepers, water protectors, animal protectors of our tribal lands. Earth Ambassador the Earth Ambassador program helps us do that. So if you have youth in your community, or if your youth council wants to look at a project of how they can be land protectors or animal protectors, look and learn more about the Earth Ambassador program on the Unity website. Do we have a quick video? Okay. So you're on your screen, you can see that applications will open December 15th. That's next Saturday. So if you have youth in your community who are interested in becoming or learning more about the Earth Ambassador or being an Earth Ambassador, please click on the Unity website for more information. The Unity Fire was created in 1995 at the National Conference in San Diego. Our intentions of creating the Unity Fire was to show that the fire inside of us not only was burning throughout the Unity Conference, but that it would burn throughout the year. And that fire represented our desire to make a better America, Native America. That fire represented the desire for us to want to return home and make positive changes. That fire burns 24 hours throughout the national conference. We ask youth councils to sign up so that they can spend time at the fire. This fire is a safe place for everybody. It's a place for everybody to come, maybe to socialize, maybe to make new friends. It's also a place to offer Grandfather Fire for health and wellness and to make offerings, but also to receive the blessings that we have received throughout the year. The Unity National Conference starts with the lighting of the fire. It burns 24 hours, and then the National Unity Conference closes with the closing of the fire. And also, this is a time for individuals to come. Oftentimes, towards the evening and the later part of the day, we have people who are singing and sharing song. We also have times when people come and want to seek guidance. That's also a safe place for that to happen at the fire. We also use that time for storytelling too. Storytelling is something that many of our elders have done or shared. Storytelling was a way that we've learned for hundreds of years. We have that at the fire. So the Unity Fire is a significant part of the national conference. We have some save the dates coming up for you. So do not forget, we have the midyear coming up February 15th to the 18th. It's right after Valentine's Day. You'll be safe. I'm just kidding. It's right after Valentine's Day. So have your Valentine's dinner and then come to the midyear. Just kidding. Okay, so February 15th to the 18th, you can register online. And I believe there is a sale going on. So there's a registration perk going on right now. And it's $250 from now, $215 from now till December 31st. However, there may be an attendance cap at 300 people, only because like I mentioned before, midyear is designed to build those tools, and the learning atmosphere has to be created in a way that you know that when you attend the midyear, we're there to learn. I always believe what is a mark of a good conference is that you're somebody different at the end of the conference, and that's what we want midyear to be like. We want you to be a person that you can return home and offer suggestions, solutions, tools, same way with the national conference. So we're kind of increasing the intensity of midyear, but you're also going to receive the tools that you need to hopefully address some of the issues and concerns when you return home. Also, another save the date is Florida National Conference, and that's July 4th through the 8th. If you've been to the national conference before, you know that this is jam-packed. And I know that all of the youth councils and all of the advisors, I know that you already have in mind right now some of the fundraisings that you're doing right now. You're already working to save money or count the dates as to how long you can be there. But I would suggest that you take in some free time or fun time prior to the national conference so that you're concentrating on the conference while you're there. Only because there's so much that goes into the national conference, so much information. The days are packed and the days are long. So If it's something that can be afforded to come in early, enjoy the scenery, enjoy Florida, that's something I would encourage.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
So no,
Okay.
you don't go anywhere. So we're so excited to have you here, Pearl. Thank you so much. We mentioned before that we're gonna have some questions. So feel free. We had a couple of questions come in, and we want you to help us answer these. So one question we had, let's see here. Hi from the Pueblo of Tasuki. Thank you so much. So Donna says, my youth coalition is very much interested in being a part of Unity, and we may need assistance. We have draft bylaws. So first of all, Donna, thank you for joining the Unity family. Part of my amazing job here at Unity is that I get to be the advisor liaison. So there's only one of me, and there's over 300 youth councils, but every day I come to work and it is my job to answer those questions. So it's kind of like technical assistance where you can call into the Unity office at any time and I can work through some ideas or some of those questions with you. So we do offer, we have like a fill in the blank template for anybody interested in, updating your bylaws or things like that. So Unity can work with you one-on-one. So make sure you just, you look on our website, you can get our phone number, and we can do that one-on-one with you, or we can schedule a meeting and time just to work through some things. So we also had another question. We had a similar question, and I wanted you to kind of field that one. Some common advisor challenges, since you've led some of those advisor trainings in the past. I know a lot of time every training, a webinar we come up with, people ask about burnout or how do you get youth to be more involved. Could you just share, like, what are some things that you hear at the advisor trainings, like feedback or any ideas or suggestions for youth councils who may be struggling to get like community members involved? There's obviously no right one answer, right? But what are some things you've heard from advisors in the past?
Okay, so I heard several things.
Yes.
I heard burnout, and then I heard encouraging. Okay, so over the years, I've heard some wonderful success stories. I've also heard some challenges from advisors, and I think every youth council goes through some cycles of maybe where their youth councils will go dormant. And then sometimes there's some rises in attendance. And oftentimes that might be maybe because there's a trip coming up, or maybe there's an event coming up. I've seen some youth councils have a democratic way, or but they have a fair way of having some type of an attendance. They also have a way of, I have seen some youth councils have something for their active members in a healthy way. And then they also have something where they have some members that come sparingly throughout the year, which is fine. If you have youth who are kind of in that gray area where they come when they can, and then you have very active youth. I've seen some youth councils have a reward system in a way where they have something ongoing for their very active youth council members. And then they also have something separate in a good way for the youth councils who can maybe attend once a month. And maybe because they're in sports, or maybe because they're in band, or maybe because they live out of town. In other words, something that helps encourage and promote them, but doesn't discourage them from not attending because they may have busy lives as well. Mm-hmm. I think some of the challenges that advisors are seeing right now too is I've seen some very successful youth councils throughout Indian country, and sometimes youth councils can get very successful in a way that they're active, they're changing the makeup of their community. And I would just encourage that they have clear communication lines with their tribal leaders, because we want to keep those communication lines clean. And when I say clean, what I mean by that is you're giving and receiving support from tribal leaders, but also it's staying apolitical or non-political. So I just kind of want to insert that if I can.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that was helpful.
Yes.
Okay.
Very helpful. So I'll just scoot in with you. We can share the computer. We have another question. Thank you and if you have more questions, just put them all in here. We have time for a couple more. So I see it says, hello, does Unity provide scholarships for Native American college students, specifically in computer sciences or any other degrees? If so, does it require membership of Unity? So there's a couple of different scholarships, and not all of them require you to be a member. Some of them do. One of them, want to chime in, Josh? Do you know the name of it? We have every year at the national conference, different awards and scholarships are given, and the Golda Cook scholarship is specifically for college students. So we encourage you to be a member, but also those are just open. And a lot of times what happens is there's really deserving people, but we don't get that many nominations, and it's based on nominations. So you can nominate yourself, but it's also, we encourage people, fantastic college students, you can apply for those, and all of that will be available on our website and then also in our newsletters. So very good question. Feel free to email me if you have any more follow-up questions. My email is la.buford, B-U-F-O-R-D, @unityinc.org. If you want to go into more detail about those awards and scholarships, I can send you the link. Do we have another one?
I have a reminder.
Yes, go ahead.
So on today's webinar, a third were students. And if you're a student from a youth council or an individual, this is an awesome reminder. Please nominate your coolest ever advisor to the advisor. And is that the Eddie Wada?
Yes.
The Eddie Wada Award. And Eddie Wada was not only an advisor, but he was an awesome person. So if you have an advisor and you want to show your gratitude, nominate them for the National Conference Advisor Award.
So we have one more question. It was, Pearl, what is your favorite Unity memory? And
you mean who?
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, I didn't see that question.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite Unity memory
of all time.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, I have a ton. My first, and I've shared this before, my first Unity conference, I was 12 years old, and it was like in 1989. I know it was a long time. And this year, I will have been a part of Unity for 30 years. And so that's a lot of memories. One time, I was this res kid, and I was running up the escalator on the escalator that was coming down, but I was running up, and J.R. Cook got after me. And he was like, "We don't use the escalator that way." And I was like, "Okay, sorry." So then I later find out that he's the founder of Unity, and later serve Unity. So that was a big memory. Another memory was Sleepy Eye was my friend, and he's still my friend. And I gave Sleepy Eye a call like a week or two ago, asking him for some spiritual guidance and just someone to talk to. And I got off the phone, I was thinking, when we were teenagers, I used to call him Sleepy Eye PPI.
Oh no.
And I was like, now he's like somebody we go to anyway. I'm just so very thankful of all my friends that I've made over the years. They've become more than friends. They've become my circle of family and Unity circle. And I look forward, if you're new and you're coming to the National Conference and this will be your first year, we're looking forward to meeting you, and we're looking forward to welcoming you to the Unity family. If you're a new advisor, you have a family waiting for you to come to the family of advisors. If you're a new youth and you want to start a youth council, you have 270 youth councils to look at and to see what an impact they've made on their community. There's a family waiting for you. So welcome.
Anything else? Awesome job, Unity. Thank you so much. So I believe that's all the time we have today, but I really appreciate you attending. Like we said, one of you lucky presenters will actually, participants will actually receive 3 free registrations, but to be a part of that, you have to fill out the survey. So that's how we're going to choose who's going to be the winner of the 3 free registrations for mid-year. Is right after this survey is going to pop up. So if you're watching this with multiple people, I know a couple of youth councils did some watch parties where you're all watching together. Thank you so much for doing that. And the advisor can email us directly the names of everybody who is watching it together, so we make sure that you're included in this as well. So, do you have any closing words? Thank you so much. I know I'm new to the Unity family, but it's people like Pearl who have really, just made these last 2 years like part of the best experience of my life. So, if you have any questions, thank you, Pearl, and thank you everyone who makes Unity possible.
I do have one shout out.
Yes, go ahead.
So behind the scenes are two areas that we do not want to forget. One is the Board of Trustees. So behind the scenes of the fundraising, making the national conference or the national organization what it is, are the Board of Trustee members. So if you ever get the chance and opportunity to meet a Board of Trustee, shake their hand and thank them. They're behind the scene champions. And then also the executive director, Mary Kim, who's also been a part of Unity for many, many years as well. And she is, she's a Unity warrior as well. So, and if you get the chance to meet her, the opportunity, also thank them and the Unity staff who work endlessly. They were here last night till it was dark, making all these things happen for you. So just send a shout out to Unity staff when you can. Okay, have a good week.